we will be privileged to hear from Hilary Thompson. She's one of the parents. Hilary is the mother of 2-year-old Shiloh Thompson, and she and her husband, Eric, also have a daughter, Juna. I won't say any more because I want you to be able to hear her story and feel of the love that she has.
Hi. Pictures say 1,000 words, and I could probably say 2,000, so I brought paper with me. And this is my baby girl, Shiloh. Welcome to everyone, and happy Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week. You didn't know, did you? It's fitting that I spoke to you on this week. My name is Hilary, and I live with the families with medically fragile children who live with the threat of that dragon waking, causing our family to fall apart and our lives. Our dragon was a congenital heart defect diagnosed in my baby Shiloh at 29 weeks gestation at this hospital. Our dragon has taken us to the hospital for almost 365 days of cumulatively stay in this hospital. So we've almost stayed in this hospital for half of my daughter's life, on and off, in different times. Our dragon has led us to 4 open heart surgeries. The 4th being her heart transplant she received 4 months ago today, actually, a week after her 2nd birthday. Yet, Primary Children's Hospital is solely responsible for putting our dragon to sleep and being there every time he wakes. I'm a writer, and there's nothing that sparks the poet in me than this dragon we live with. A few days ago, I wrote a poem about him. Please permit me to read it to you. It might help you catch a glimpse of what we live with every day. Sleeping dragons. Right now, the dragon sleeps in the nursery, purring like a kitten. Iridescent scales shimmer from the glow bouncing off a nightlight. I tiptoe feather-footed past the sleeping beautiful beast, leaning over to hear a tiny heartbeat, see movement, hear breath. Returning to my bed, I exhale. My heart beats while moths gather against the porch light fluttering. I hear, to a silence only one can appreciate, contrasted against the sound of deafening machinery, beeping, alarming, the soft, strong, pulsating, ever-delicate liquid orchestra, the wind section, the percussion of my heart beating. Shiloh, Shiloh, Shiloh. Full to bursting, the liquid combustible that boils when threatened, acidic, that throbs when crushed, aching, that sparkles when happy, effervescent, carbonated, that dries up when hope leaves, concrete, desolate. My heart beating, Shiloh, 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 whispered like the wind carrying 1,000 dreaming dragons who dream of whole hearts, pink, not fragmentary Frankenstein hearts gone to battle, weary, struggling, blue. These dragons, their war cry, Shiloh, 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 comes from under their torn wings, a hoarse, rough, sandpapered whisper. They wake, and their attack sounds like a million alarms, the slapping of running men's patent leather shoes on linoleum, a mother's cry, a father's grinding teeth, clasping hands, pacing feet. My heart screaming, Shiloh, 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 so fast, so strong, I can feel it in my neck. I can taste it coursing through me. I swallow hard, reminiscing, stifling, suppressing the sound. But right now, the dragon slumbers. I swallow, it sleeps peacefully, gently lullabied to the sound of Shiloh, Shiloh, Shiloh. I come here today as a parent with a sick child, asking you to play a part in helping primaries keep our dragons asleep. Some of the things that your donations pay for directly are things like music therapy. Any chance to see a child's face light up when you're in this hospital is a golden one. And these people are wonderful, just amazing. patient care and family support of all kind. Helping to get you to see your child in the ICU is, I think, a top priority of theirs. Rainbow Kids Palliative Care, which was brought in when Shiloh was very critical. They visited us every single day when we were in the hospital here. This is the chaplain, Jeff. And, you know, they gave me priceless advice like, you're in it for the marathon, not the sprint. We didn't take Shiloh home until she was 6.5 months old, and I had to be in on that marathon. I had to balance between two children, you know, one who lived in here and one who lived there. Without your monetary donations to support these programs like this, the families and their families, the priceless things, the heart of the hospital could not happen. The vibrancy, the beautifulness. And I'm going to show you some of the things that these donations don't directly pay for, the priceless things that are the heart of this hospital that can only be done through the ribs that you're supporting, holding this beautiful heart. So these are the things that I got. A nurse that plays lullabies to your newborn while you're still in the hospital recovering from having her. A surgeon and a surgical team that left a tiny pink bow on a 5-pound newborn for 7 hours of open heart surgery. It's the small things it really is when you're here. A nurse that does everything she can to work around the rule of not holding your baby when she's on a ventilator. This is called holding, and I hadn't held her for 24 days in this picture, first time. A nurse that cries with you when she has to tell you that your baby is not coming home for Christmas. That kind of empathy. This is our family. They care about my child. They care about us. Because I had to take care. This is Shiloh post-transplant with the giant prednisone pumpkin face. But there's a confidence that you have to have in the staff here when you have to balance your home between your 4-year-old at home and your 2-year-old here. You have to have a confidence. And these people loved my baby, love her. And I could only leave because I knew that. She has a big fan club here. There were so many medical staff members that ran to Shiloh's room the day we got the call for her heart transplant. They saw her name on the surgery board, and they ran. I mean, speech therapists, this is like a family here. I had a speech therapist, of all people, in the cafeteria telling me congratulations because they knew, they care, they really do. And her cardiologist practically sprinted to my room. I had a nurse from other units when we were in the ICU come and cry with me 3 days after her transplant because she'd suffered a brain trauma, and I didn't know if I was going to see the same Shiloh that had gone to sleep that night before, and it was just touching to me that they knew who my daughter was. They knew that I would be missing as a mom if she could never talk again. You know, it meant a lot. A child life program that decorates your baby's car with streamers, then holds a little parade to escort her home after 99 days in the hospital. A transplant cardiologist that comes in from home when you're in the ER to make sure your baby's okay. This is a small part of our comprehensive transplant group. We have never felt less than 100% fully supported by this team. Pharmacy, social work, nurse practitioners, doctors, medical assistants, they all work to keep my baby safe, keep my baby at home, and keep our dragon asleep. And finally, and this is the biggest thing of all that this hospital gave me, the ability to see my 2 children grow up together. There were so many times I thought that we would be a family of 1 child, you know. Luckily, I have never had to use the bereavement support that this hospital provides, and we came very, very close, very, very many times. I have 2 children because of Primary Children's Hospital. I don't think you can get better than that. So, on behalf of every family with a medically fragile child, I ask you to please help Primary Children's keep our dragons sleeping. Thank you for all that you do. We talk of miracles. Our miracle today is right here. It's right here that my baby's in my living room. So from my heart and Shiloh's heart to your heart, thank you so much for doing what you do.